The Gifford Fire, a wildfire burning in Central California that has destroyed over 83,000 acres in 6 days, continues to rage and is now the largest blaze in the state this year, according to CAL FIRE. Since it started on Friday afternoon, the Gifford Fire, which is situated within the Los Padres National Forest in Solvang, California, has burned 83,933 acres and has only reached 9% containment, prompting evacuation orders for those in the Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo counties. Officials said, while the flames have been centered around thick brush and rugged terrain, officials said over 1,000 structures are threatened by this wildfire. Nearly 2,000 personnel have been dispatched to help fight the flames, with great progress made on the west, north, and east flanks of the fire on Monday. According to Los Padres National Forest officials, winds could potentially reach 20 mph on Tuesday, which could test lines already constructed, officials said. On Wednesday, officials said they would focus on improving contingency and constructed containment fire lines. Warmer weather on Thursday and Friday could increase the fire behavior and pose a threat to the already raging flames, officials said. On Tuesday, officials said they will deploy helicopters to deliver very significant water drops and will establish 2 new base camps to allow personnel to more efficiently access the fire perimeter, an air quality alert in Cuyama, California, and an air quality watch for the rest of Santa Barbara County continues to remain in place until conditions improve, according to the Santa Barbara County Air Pollution Control District. The fire is also impacting those outside of California, with smoke from the flames filtering into the Las Vegas Valley, reducing visibility and air quality, according to the National Weather Service Las Vegas. Officials expect smoky conditions in the Las Vegas area for at least another couple of days. Along with the Gifford Fire, firefighters are now also battling 2 additional flames in Central California that began on Monday, the Rosa Fire and the Gold Fire. According to CAL FIRE, the Rosa Fire, which is situated within Riverside County, has prompted evacuation orders and has destroyed 1,658 acres as of Wednesday. According to CAL FIRE, the Gold Fire, which is located in San Bernardino County, is centered around steep, rugged terrain in the northern area of the Mountaintop Ranger District and has burned 991 acres. CAL FIRE said, as of Wednesday, the Rosa Fire is 18% contained and the Gold Fire is 5% contained. Officials said, flames are racing through a vast, mostly unpopulated region that includes forest land, ranches, large canyon properties, and agricultural parcels growing wine grapes and strawberries. The Weather Service warned of health risks from spreading smoke that could affect much of Southwest California. Officials reported 4 injuries, including a firefighter who was treated for dehydration over the weekend. A motorist was hospitalized with burn injuries after getting out of his vehicle and being overrun by flames. And 2 contract employees assisting firefighters were also hurt when their all-terrain vehicle overturned.
The world changing, disasters are no longer rare, they are reality. You cannot predict the next earthquake, flood, or wildfire, but you can choose how ready you are. This channel isn't just here to inform, it's here to wake people up before it's too late. So if you're watching this now, take it as a sign. Don't just scroll, don't just watch. Subscribe, learn, and prepare, because awareness isn't fear, it's power.
我掉啊，又烧到地沟口啊嘞，公墓的入口，我哋这边刚没完又到地沟口， 哦哟，耍得打掉了。
Massive wildfires have spread rapidly across several major cities in China, creating an environmental disaster of unprecedented scale. Thick plumes of smoke now fill the sky, reaching vast distances, and the fires have forced mass evacuations, leaving communities on edge as they face both the immediate dangers of the flames and the long-term effects on their lives. Cities like Chongqing, Kunming, and Nanchang have been at the epicenter of this catastrophic event, with fires fueled by extreme drought conditions, soaring temperatures, and dry forests. These fires, which have become larger and more intense due to the continued heat wave, are ravaging both urban and rural areas, causing widespread destruction. In Chongqing, the fires began in the rural hills on the outskirts of the city. The fast-moving flames, driven by powerful winds, quickly spread to suburban neighborhoods, destroying dozens of homes in their wake. Firefighters and emergency responders have worked tirelessly to contain the fires, but the strong winds have made it challenging to control the spread, and the situation remains dire. The fires have caused significant damage, especially in rural areas where entire villages have been wiped out. Kunming, a city known for its mild climate and generally lower susceptibility to wildfires, has been caught off guard by the ferocity of the flames. What is usually a haven of cool temperatures has now turned into a battleground against nature's fury. Firefighting helicopters have been deployed to drop water on the fires, while ground teams have been working around the clock to create fire breaks in a desperate bid to stop the flames from spreading further. Despite these efforts, the intensity of the fires has overwhelmed many of the emergency response teams, leaving some areas unprotected. In Nanchang, the southern districts have been severely impacted, with thick smoke causing widespread visibility issues. The ash has coated the streets, forcing the closure of major roads, including highways, and leading to the cancellation of flights. Residents are advised to stay indoors as much as possible to avoid the health risks associated with smoke inhalation, with hospitals reporting a rise in respiratory issues among the local population.
Necessary.
The situation in the rural agricultural areas has also been catastrophic. The flames have destroyed vast swaths of farmland, causing extensive damage to crops and agricultural infrastructure. The destruction of farmland in these rural areas is a major blow to local communities who rely on farming for their livelihoods. The environmental impact has been devastating. The lush green hillsides, which once provided fertile soil for farming and vital habitats for wildlife, are now scorched and barren. Experts predict that it could take decades for the ecosystem to fully recover from the destruction caused by the fires. Satellite images released by authorities show large fire scars stretching across multiple provinces, serving as a stark reminder of the extent of the damage. Meteorologists have attributed the increased risk of wildfires to the prolonged drought, record-breaking heat waves, and the extended period of dry conditions in the region. These climatic changes, exacerbated by the ongoing global warming crisis, have made it much more likely for wildfires to occur, especially in regions like China, where the natural environment is particularly vulnerable to such extreme weather events. In response to the fires, authorities have declared a state of emergency in the affected areas. Over 100,000 people have been forced to evacuate their homes, seeking shelter in nearby areas not yet affected by the flames. Schools, businesses, and government offices in fire-prone regions have been temporarily shut down as a precautionary measure to ensure the safety of residents. In addition to the fires, the military has been called in to help with large-scale evacuations and logistics. The armed forces are assisting local authorities in providing support to the thousands of people who have been displaced by the fires. Meanwhile, animal shelters are struggling to handle the overwhelming number of pets and wildlife that have been displaced, with many facilities reaching full capacity. As the firefighting efforts continue, some residents have made the difficult decision to leave the area permanently, relocating to safer parts of the country to escape the ongoing danger. The government's response to the crisis has come under heavy scrutiny, with many members of the public expressing frustration over the lack of preparedness and the slow response to the escalating disaster. The government, in turn, has promised to take immediate action to improve the response to the fires, deploying additional resources and teams to help with firefighting efforts. However, the situation remains volatile, and the efforts to contain the fires continue under difficult and hazardous conditions. Firefighters have been working around the clock, facing intense heat, thick smoke, and unpredictable winds as they battle to protect both lives and property. While the fires have caused irreparable damage, there is a sense of hope among the people of China as they rally together to fight the flames. Volunteer firefighters, emergency workers, and local residents are working in unison to save as much as possible, with a shared determination to rebuild what has been lost. However, the emotional toll of the disaster is immense, and it will take years for many of the affected communities to fully recover.